Please tune in.
What's up, guys? What's up? Happy Easter. It's Good Friday today. Sorry about my hair. I look messed up. And if you're new to this channel, do make sure to click on that subscribe button and on the bell that you might be notified. So today I'm going to share with you is it an Easter? Yeah, an Easter poem that I did write with a group of friends back in 2016. So it's 4 years old, and I decided to share it here, this platform, so that you can appreciate what poetry is made of. So do note that we've grown out of that style of poetry and writing. So it's a group called Construction Site, where a group of people come and write their thoughts out. It's a construction site. So this piece of poetry was titled Translation. Basically, it was just the way each poet translated Easter, what Easter means to them. So this is what we came up with. So don't think, oh no, this is not Easter, this is not, just that's how an individual thought. Each individual thought that's what Easter means to them. So enjoy this piece of poetry, and this is how it goes down.
Easter, a terminology of bunnies and chocolate eggs, a time of decorating, eating of food, and at the end of the day being rude despite eating food. Funny Christian perspective. This is the day we remember the arrest, crucifixion, death, and resurrection. I see it caught your attention like a stream of water. Easter, not just a holiday but a special day, emotional sensations and revelation, cutting off every intimidation, powerful in comprehension and in every aggression, pruning every limitation. It's a day that's about being meek, it's all about being free, it's all about deeds. It's a day when Christ met our needs, and most of all, He made us free from sin. It's amazing how He took up that step and enlightened our faith. Easter.
Imagine the unsheathing of katana blades, the sound of jewels steel sliding against holster. In the gentle whisper of its echo, I hear the scream of gore calling the grim reaper out on a man's soul. This little detail to remind me of a man who fought his battles on scarred and crimson tan and knees ever sore. The lashing of his back declared him a sophomore in the school of hard knocks, but tell me, what's a little backlash from Pharisees to a man that Pharisees, from stormy to baby seas? Allow me to take you back to the ABCs. He was battered, ghastly, that we may be massaged in the seat of bliss. Understand that in blood lies life, and in its flow this is evident. When He is gushed, our hearts, oh my gosh, as our nostrils grasped breath eternal. The Christ is the reason we see good, the trick in our spectacles. His resurrection blasphemed all the dealings of nocturnal specters. Jokes on the Romans sing as their spectre caused a greater good.
It was the sins of every soul that held Him to the tree. It was love so deep, love untold, stretched out for you and me. It was the cost His sacrifice made to save our souls from sin. It was His death that warned us we need not be lost, our hearts came to win. His death paid the debt we owe, and as life makes us over new, if eternal life is what you seek, God's salvation or truth you must pursue. This is my Easter understanding. Translation: in your life in Jesus can be ours for the asking, an abundance of love and life everlasting.
The tragic Good Friday was the beginning of the end for me. While gushing blood and open wounds disgust many, I have come to think of them as a baking process. 30 years the ingredients were blended, forming a mold no man could replicate, a recipe beyond the borders of their reach. Friday, the oven opened its arms. Sunday, the dough rose and out came a fresh blend of sweet savoring salvation. And as God would have it, His ascension 40 days later would be the frosting. This, when properly translated, spells bliss for me. You know, it's amazing how the death of another man sends chills down my spine. His resurrection I call the rise of the goosebumps. It's not strange that I owe to Him every drop my heart pumps, every breath my nose draws. I am drawn to share heavens with the Son of Man. My level is the top of the whole shebang. Poverty sniffed around Him so I could reek of riches, man, that's $1 million stench. Feet decorated in the gospel of peace. I dare catwalk on the serpents and scorpions. Now what are kicks without a crown? So I put that on the helmet of salvation.
Now, the bottom line is Easter, and when anyone mentions or talks about Easter, the only thing that arrives in everyone's sight are three words which people say give Easter a meaning. It is finished. Actually, these words were just the hypothesis of his prophecy in future, like really. You can't put the roof on a house without a foundation. I'm sure there exists a foundation that supports these words. So let's establish the facts and maybe pick up the broken pieces of the puzzle to form a complete story in your mental. This is an anecdote that happened behind the scenes. Behind the scenes of all these things is a legend of the prodigy, the pioneer of our persuasion, of how he rose to utopia to offer his life fluid gold at the altar of the supreme being made of gold, and stood before the Father in our place in form of Melchizedek. When he offered his blood, the clemency of the supreme being overshadowed the earth. The shadow of blemish was being erased unless the plea of guilt was accepted. This was just to restore peace to us. This was just to restore the missing piece in us, and that was Christ. Like that was not all. His feet walked the talk on abyss. It's soil so deadly that it would soil your feet, but when he trampled on it, it was soil erosion. There was an automatic neutralization of soil without a best. He added morning salvation to the lost souls in hell, and added morning salvation to the prisoners of abyss, and emancipated those in bondage, the bondage of death. It was through death that we were set free from death and destroyed the one who had the power over death, and that's the devil. Now you know what I meant by it is finished.